Hello everyone, I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to Wild Card Wednesday, and it has been a wild Wednesday for sure. An emotional day for me, tough day for me. This is going to be take 3. So hopefully you find me on here this go around. Anyways, I'm starting from the beginning. In hopes, Indy's now in her timeout. Hopefully she won't be interrupting us anymore. Kevin is on a phone call, so I can't, she needs to be in a timeout because he can't help her. So anyways, that's the plan. It's been a rough day, like I said, but this is my happy place. This is where I go to. We just remember yesterday's mental health check-in. One of the things that can help boost us is experimenting with new things, and this is a new fold for me. So I'm kind of excited to share that, and so I know that once I get rolling, things will be okay. Yes, Karma, I'm okay. It's been a rough morning. Some people aren't as understanding or kind as stamping people. Anyways. Okay, so this week we're using Witty-Cisms. Yesterday I did try out the template idea. I didn't get time to post it on my Facebook page, but here's what I came up with. I decided to use that Relax and Chinchilla stamp for that template idea, but man, was this card easy to make. Whipped it up within minutes, which it was awesome. So this was the first one. I thought, oh, palm trees, pineapple. Lots of people like the beach. Me, not so much. I guess I could have done a card with mountains, eh? Beach means bathing suits. Yikes. Anyways. So I colored with the Stampin' Blends. This one I decided to try out the circle stitched shape. So that one worked really well. And for the insert, what I was planning to do, I just took some of that pineapple paper and put it as a little strip. And then, of course, this is the flap of my envelope, just to kind of coordinate it with the card. And then I tried to do it again. I thought, okay, well, something else that's relaxing is eating. For me, anyways. I know it's not a good coping strategy, but it works for me. All right, so I actually traced over top of relax and I colored in the little guy. I really don't even know what chinchillas actually look like. I don't. So I decided, let's try an oval shape this time as opposed to the circle, and that worked just fine as well. Of course, these templates, just use what you have. It's kind of an idea. It doesn't have to be measuring exact. It can be like an interpretation of the template idea. And so, never feel like you have to stick right to the plan, if you will. So since nobody tried out that template yesterday, I'm going to let it we'll keep it open for today as well and see if anybody wants to go back and try that. Okay, so your chances are really good if you give it a try and post a picture. Your chances are great of winning. Okay, so next, oh, you can't even see my face. Oh my goodness, I'm talking away. Yeah. No swimming suits. Somebody else is with me. Yes. Okay, here we go. So today's card, I don't know if you saw in the last attempt, but Minnie Lote, she was the comment winner, and her color combo was Gray Granite, Rich Razzleberry, and as well as the Pool Party. So I'm excited to give that one a try. We kind of talked about this yesterday with the mental health thing, that, trying new things helps give us a little boost, right? So this is a new fun fold for me. new color combo. So we're going to say, this is going to help me out, right? Okay, so we're going to play with that baby carriage set stamp today out of this set. And this fun fold is from Dawn Stamp and Thoughts. She's, oh goodness, she makes so many creative cards. It's unreal. So if you ever need a fun fold idea, check her out on YouTube and you will find all sorts of things. But this is a fun fold in this regard. So I love how this image is on every single layer. So check this out. So we open this up like so. We open this layer and there it is. So I kind of wanted to do just the welcome part until the end when you see the little one. So there's my fun fold for today. And this, of course, this little piece just tucks under this flower. You can use all sorts of different shapes or what have you to kind of help hold it. And to be honest, if you don't have anything to hold that piece under like that, it doesn't really matter anyway. Here is my flap for the envelope, as well as I just did the top portion of, where is it? Little one, or welcome with the little heart. And I will show you how I did that before. I also did the you did it. You did it. Welcome, little one. Oh, it was quite the journey. I guess you can say you did it. I don't know. So I just used that portion from the grad set for the front of this card. So give me some thumbs up if you have tried this layout before. What do you think? Now hopefully I can remember it all because there's quite a few bits and pieces. And I just realized I did not keep my paper. Of course, all these measurements I will put on my blog later on today at some point. But I'll try and read them off too while we're working away. So our card base I'm choosing is Rich Razzleberry, and that is the typical card base measurement of 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4.25. And if you just fold that over, it's kind of like our normal everyday run-of-the-mill card. Okay, so it's like our little book. Then we're going to have another piece of cardstock, which I'm going to use in gray granite to kind of mix up the colors. On this one, I just used all Rococo Rose. Okay, so this one I'm going to switch up, of course. So this one is measuring 4.5 by 5.5. And what I did was scored at 4 inches. And here, maybe I'll show it on the trimmer just to make sure. So you line it up with the 4 and you score. And then you move it over to the 2 inches, and just take your pencil and just make a wee little tick at the top and a wee little tick at the bottom. Then you're going to flip this over, and on the non-scored side you're going to measure at 2 3/4, and once again make just a little tick for yourself with pencil. Then you're going to need, let's see, 2 pieces of Whisper White. You can get away with 1. I'll show you. 1 is for if you want to put a layer on the back, I guess, to write a little more. This thing to me is so small that you have a lot of room to write around it, and I think it would be fine. What's Dawn's last name? Oh, good question, Karma. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Oh, you did see it. You haven't done it, but you saw Dawn's video of this. She actually used the little ladybug stamp set and made this. So that's kind of what made me think of this. For this card too, just so you know, she received a card from somebody, and that's what gave her the idea. But this front layer, the person who gave her the card had embossed with an embossing folder, so it gave it a little bit of texture. I kind of wanted to add a little more something to this card. So what I thought was I'm going to put a piece of DSP on this front layer. And let's see how it goes. I don't know. Griffith. Is it Griffith? No. Yes, it could be. Yes, because there's Donna Griffith and Dawn Griffith. I will write that in the comments. Dawn's name. Okay, and I'm pretty sure her YouTube channel is Dawn's Stampin' Thoughts. Okay, so I'm going to attach this layer. This is an optional. This one I put at, what did I do? 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So it's a little different than normal, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like, whether we like the plain look or the added piece of the DSP. Okay, so now we have those little marked spots on our paper. So I'm going to line up this spot with the kind of trimmer spot and this one, so that it's going to cut that at a diagonal. So here we go. Done. And once again, we're going to use that little spot with and line up this spot, and we're going to trim that off. It's going to be like a little arrow. Not sure I like that little point, so I may just snip that off. I'm watching Dawn and Jen right now. Oh, my Lanta. You are good. Okay, so I'm just going to snip that off. I don't think it's going to matter. Okay. Next, we are going to need a piece of designer series or cardstock that you kind of want to mat your DSP with. So this is measuring at 4 by 5 1/4. And then you have another layer of DSP, and this comes from the Parisian Blossoms. I think the DSP. This one came from the It Starts With Art DSP. I just like how they're both pool party and both have a little bit of white in them. So this DSP measures, I think I said 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, I think we can get rolling then. So let's play around with this item first. This is going to be our flap that goes right at the front of the card. You too? Sheesh. No pressure. The queen of fun folds and me at the same time. Oy. Okay, I'm going to fold this over and under just to give it a good creasing, like so. Now you're going to need 3 different layers of the stitched circles. Now I'm sure you could use other shapes. I don't see why not. So here's going to be our frame, basically, to go around the hole. So here's the, fancy frame, and then we're going to have 2 smaller circles. If that makes sense. I'm going to take the larger of the 2 circles and I'm going to place it on this little flap. Now be mindful that you need to make sure that this still fits. This outer ring needs to fit on your front flap. Okay? So make sure that fits all well. And then I'll take this off and I'm going to use some washi tape to hold this in. Dawn Stampin' Thoughts. Okay. You can search for her or the glitter pit. Yes. Is the glitter pit for her team members? I wasn't sure. Okay, but yes, she's got so many fun folds. Oh my goodness, You could just hang out there. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to tape that down there. I'm going to run this through the big shots. Once again, that was the larger of the two circle shapes that we're doing on the front. Oh. And I should have done Angie's trick, I think it was Angie, of putting the washi on my arm first, making it a little less sticky, but that's all right. We're surviving. Nothing ripped. It's all good. Okay. Next is to kind of place this where you think, yes, I think I'm doing this right, where you think this is all going to fit. So with this little piece kind of folded behind, lined up along the top, along the bottom, we're actually going to lay the smaller circle inside. Now I suppose you could use your pencil and trace that on there just so. This, by the way, is opening the wrong direction. Oh, thank you, Carmen. Okay, so normally your card opens like a book, right? But this time it's going to open the wrong way. Forgot to say that. Important. So there's where I traced my little piece here. So I'm going to put my smaller circle on the inside of that pencil mark. Whoop. Now, where's my washi? Let's tape this piece on here. Let's stick it to my arm first. Do a little waxing while we're at it. And put that on there. Now I'm going to have to open this. Okay, so don't cut through two layers, just open the one layer. And run that through the big shots. Okay. So you're going to go away with a bunch of different little circles cut out, which I suppose you can make another card from, right? You will need a good eraser, which I don't know where mine is right at the moment. That's okay. Okay, so just to check, make sure this fits still nicely. Oh yeah, perfect. See how it kind of leaves that little ring of purple there, which is kind of fun. And next we are going to, let's see, I gotta think here, put my DSP layer and this layer, they're gonna go, yes, this is right. So lay it kind of where you, I'm gonna glue these two together. I think that'll be easier. So the DSP goes onto your piece of cardstock. So I believe that was 4 by 5 1/4, and then this is 3 3/4 by 5. Glue those up together. Now lay it on top of that circle that we just cut out. So lay that piece on top. You can secure it with washi. You can kind of just put a little dab of tape for now. Snail tape. Just to hold it there for a second while you end up flipping it over. And there again, you're going to draw yourself a little circle so you know where to cut out of this layer as well. So once again, you're going to be cutting this little piece, washi. So lots of cuttings. Jen, I use so many of your ideas when I make cards with my 11-year-old niece. Aw, sweet. Okay. Did you all hear that? Rip. Okay. This one might be hard for your niece. This is a thinker for me. Okay, so we're gonna run that through the big shot. Here's another dot for another project. Okay. We can sort of start assembling a little bit. So this layer should fit right on top of there. Lining it up nicely. Yep, looks good. So let's glue that down. Okay. Now we're going to put in the insert of our card, which is the normal 4 by 5 1/4, the normal kind of amount. And we're just going to fold that closed, once again the wrong way. And I'm just going to put the lightest, oh, sheesh. So light I went off track. Just the lightest little circle, because we're going to have to get rid of that afterwards. So don't make it heavy duty and dark. But it's just going to help us know where exactly to stamp our image. And I thought, I don't know if I should do black. On the last one I did basic gray. I suppose we could do gray granite. I was planning to make this into kind of a boy baby card, but I think this is turning out to be like a card that could be for either sex. I think I'll go in with, I think I'm going to do basic black just because the other colors are pretty dark, pretty intense. So I'm going to use my Memento ink. And all I want showing is that welcome and the little baby carriage in the circle. I guess I should say that part too. In the circle, we just want welcome and the baby carriage. Boop. And there we go. Good. So it just fits at these circle measurements. I'll have to get those to you on my blog as well. Now, I think we should do a little bit of coloring with our Stampin' Blends. We have Rich Razzleberry, we have Pool Party, and we have Gray Granite. Where's my Gray Granite? Is that my Gray Granite? Here I was coloring the chinchilla with Gray Granite and totally thought those were... No, I didn't. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. I want to do that little heart with the Rich Razzleberry. And I'm just going to go on that one side where it's already got some shading. I'll go in with the dark, and then the other side will be the light Rich Razzleberry. Should we do the little scalloped edge in the purple too? Sure, why not? So just on the left-hand sides, I'm just going to go in with a touch of the dark Rich Razzleberry, and then fill in the rest with the light. It'll just help with the shadowing. Make it look a little more realistic, I suppose. If we can always go around the outside of the whole thing with Pool Party. So maybe I will use Gray Granite for the bottom of the carriage. Is this the dark one? Yes, dark. So I'm going to go underneath these scallops. Am I in the screen? Yes, I am. Kevin, Indy's in the bathroom if you want to take her out now. Okay, so that's the dark version, and now I'm going to put the light over top. Not much difference in those two. Oh, it says light and dark. Okay. And I don't know, for this little piece, maybe we'll go in with the dark Pool Party. Maybe I'll just do that portion. Let's do that. And then I'm going to go around the whole carriage with the light pool party. Normally I would use my watercolor end, but my watercolor end seems to have dried out. So I do need more. That being said, by the way, the new catalog, they are only going to be selling the Stampin' Blends in the combo pack, so in the 2-packer. They, just based on how people were buying, that's kind of how people preferred to buy, was in the combo pack with the light and the dark. So if there is a certain color that you kind of want to replace or you don't have from, say, the lights and the darks, then maybe snag that. Snag that before June. Let's color that little part in there. Okay, so here's our little carriage. I don't know if you can see from far away. There we go. Cutesy cutesy. And once again, I guess I should be finding my eraser, because here it is. I'm going to need this. Now make sure erase on your grid paper first before you, oh, I still kind of, oh no, it's okay. Just to make sure there's no pencil goo or anything that's on there that's going to smear on your paper. There we go. Good, good. Okay. So now we're going to be able to put this on the inside here. Let's just double check. Make sure that it's just got the carriage and the welcome. Did you use more light or dark blends? Do I use? I usually use them together, but if I had to pick, I suppose I would use the darks more so, because when you use the rhinestones, it works better if you use the dark color. So just for that fact alone. Okay, so I'm gluing that in there, closing the card backwards. And then let's go back to this little flap portion. So we have this little piece here that we're going to attach it to the card, right? So, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to do that now. Okay, we're going to put some tear and tape on there because we want it to be stuck for good. Make sure you just put it along the, more so along the outside portion as opposed to closer to the crease. I didn't with the last one. I actually did 2 strips with the last one. So I laid this one down and then I put another one. But I found that when you close this, some of the goo kind of, because it's a thicker card, it kind of was a problem. So just go closer to the outside of this little piece. Just going to give that a little dab there too. There. Okay, let's close up our card, and we're going to attach this right to the back. So I think too, without the glue along the right along the crease there, it'll help, you can kind of have a little wiggle room there. So I don't know if you can see, but it does have a little layer of that under this DSP underneath, which is kind of fun. I'm liking the DSP layer on the front as opposed to nothing. I think it's kind of fun, but of course you can jazz it up however you like, which will of course make it a little more exciting. Oh, and I was totally going to do this before I glued this on, but that's all right. Okay, another thing, if you have the sweet Stitch So Sweetly dies, we can make a little lacy edge for that outside. So what she did was trim off the long edge at 1/2 inch, flip it over and do the same thing, another 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I'm just going to run, she used liquid glue, totally up to you, but I'm just going to run a little strip of snail tape along that edge there. And I found it easier to do it when it was closed. So where it has the little stitching, that's where I'm going to line up the edge of this card. It's going to hang over a little bit on both ends, and that's okay. So just, you can kind of decide whether you want the stitching showing or don't want the stitching showing, up to you. And it's just going to look like that on the back. This kind of looks like a birdhouse, doesn't it? Squirrel. Okay, so just trim that off, and then here again I'm just going to trim this off. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this back over and do this side now. Just a wee little strip of snail, and here's my other little layer. So I'm going to kind of try and line up the dots at the end here. I didn't do that the last time, and I think it would have helped make it look a little fancier, a little nicer. Just line up the edge with that stitching. You liking this color combo? Yes. Thank you, Minnie Lope, for this great combo idea. All right, so and that just, it worked out well. Make sure you put the snail tape right up. Did I do that? I don't think I did. Put your snail right up on top of that other piece of Whisper White, because it's going to go over top. Okay, so now we can start. This one goes closed. This one goes closed. And now we can jazz up that front layer. I decided to use gray granite from my little frame. So what I did was, remember we had 3 shapes of circles. So the only layer that's got the big one is that flap. The other 2 are the smalls. But now we're going to use the larger size and the scalloped edge to make ourselves a little frame. So that's what I did ahead of time. That's how I did that. This is going to go around here like so we can glue that on. I think this would be a fun fold for any of these sentiments in this stamp set, like a thank you card. And there again, I mean, could you not do an oval? Could you not do a square? Could you not do one of those Stitch So Sweetly shapes? You know, to make the thank you. Taco about, like, it almost looks like a taco. I should have done the taco. You could make it look like a taco with the yellow. That would be fun. Looking sharp, you know. I think this layout would be great for any of them. So there's that bit. I also did the little piece here from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, I thought, for the saying. And for this, I used the You Did It. But if you have like a baby saying, I'm just trying to use all of the items just from this set, but I would probably in real life find something that says baby. But how I got the Just You Did It was I took my washi tape again. There again, if you want to use masking tape or a post-it note, that all works well. And just cover over top of the cap portion. Just so that you have the You Did It portion showing. Then I'm going to take my Memento Black and stamp away and take off this washi. And that way, you know, it is not going to be dirty at all. Now I know my stamp is far over, so I'm just going to have to make, okay, so this side, it's in a little bit, so I'm going to have to kind of compensate for that a little bit. You did it. There we go. Normally I would stamp and then cut it out, but there again, I was trying to be a little bit quick today And I'm going to pop that layer up. I think it'll look cute. And on the ends of my dimensionals. And then I don't know if you remember this punch, but it was free with the Celebration rewards. It's also coming out in the new catalog. So this little flower punch. So we're gonna do those same little flowers like I did on the other card. You could also put little hearts, what have you. But the way you can, oopsie, let's put that back on there. The way you can kind of make the flowers curl a little bit is by taking your foam, your piercing mat. This, by the way, is retiring, so if you don't have one of these, get one. Get one. They're so good for stamping with your photopolymer stamps. It helps kind of have that extra little give. Yeah. You could also use, yes, the black marker over the words, absolutely. That's an option, but a lot of people don't have the Stampin' Write markers, I'm finding. So if you don't have that, then this is another way. But yes, you can color over top of each word individually. You could have welcome and little one different colors. Absolutely. Where do you find about your kit challenge and how to pay? I'm going to be putting that on Facebook. After I'm done this, I have to do the sunshine post about the fun sunshine set that's come out from Stampin' Up! With sayings and images from COVID. And then yes, the chop challenge. I have to repost that. I got to get that on my newsletter, MailChimp people, and lots to do yet. It's out of stock. Oh man. I know, I went to order, what was it? Monday? And a lot was gone. I tell ya, you gotta move fast on these things. So I'm taking the Take Your Pick tool and just squishing it. And it just kind of makes that flower go boop. So just push in the center. And push in the center. And of course, this week I am giving away rhinestones if you purchase this stamp set and 4 Stampin' Blends. So here's what you can do with them. Let's just put one on the center of those flowers. Of course, you could color them as well, right? You can color them with those Stampin' Blends. That's why I chose the rhinestones to be kind of the bonus giveaway this week, because I knew you'd be getting 4 different Stampin' Blend markers. Okay. Let's put the little flowers on with our glue dots. So just grab a few. Want to make sure it's stuck well. You could also use your liquid glue for this. And just give it a little crimp there. I kind of like the placement of those flowers. One kind of up here. One. I remember they used to have a set like this. What was it called? It started with an F. And they had a wee little flower punch like this. And I tell you, I used it on everything. And when they got rid of that stamp set, I just was like, now what am I going to use to fill in those little gaps, or add a little something to the corner, or decorate something. It just kind of finishes things off. Okay, so for this one, because we want it to kind of help hold that card down, make sure you only put the glue dot kind of more towards one side. Okay, and then just when you're placing it down, make sure that it's kind of, I wonder if I should move it up a little. Let's move it up a little. Make sure it's kind of gluey over there, but not so you can tuck. Like so, and it helps to hold it. There again, give it a little, little squeeze to get it all up and going. So that is our card. Did I do the envelope? I would know I was planning to. So here's my little flap. Oh yes, I was going to show you how to do the welcome. So very similar to how we did that You Did It. I'm actually going to clean this all off. Am I going to be under 45 minutes? Woohoo! Yes, Lisa asked me for the live info, and I'm working on that for her. So there again, I'm just going to mask off the portions that I don't want on the front of my card. This one may take a little bit of finagling, just because it's got the heart kind of underneath that welcome. So I'll put a piece that direction, put a piece maybe this way to cover that little handle of the carriage. And then let's put one over top here just to get that little portion. Does anyone have the Stampin' Right markers? I'm curious. Okay. I lost the end. I know I used to get them for all the in colors because back in the day I didn't want to invest in those in colors because I knew they'd be going away. Or here, let's use this. Let's go like this. Done. Oh, maybe I'll get a little piece in there. There. So I used to get the Stampin' Right markers just of the in colors, but now that I loved this year's colors, in colors. So I bought the actual stamp sets for the first time. And I think I'm going to like next year's too. So I think this is going to become a trend. So ink up everything, and then take off all your washi, or your masking tape, or your sticky notes. Try not to get ink all over your fingers. That is a hazard. And remind yourself you're just doing the welcome and the little heart. Cute. And of course, just to tie everything in, I'm going to color it in that rich raspberry color. Just the dark version on the left side, the light version on the right. And I want to tie in those other colors. So let's go with the dark pool party. I'm going to go around that heart just to kind of outline it a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with the gray granite and do some flicking. Let's tie in all those three colors. Love it. I kind of want to do flicking on the inside too. There we go. There's our little welcome. So isn't that a cute envelope for our cute little card? Little baby card, but really you could do this with all, you know, any of the sayings from this set. And there's the other one we did. I used very vanilla as opposed to the Whisper White. I love, love, love this woven threads paper. So I'm so sad to see it go. I know a lot of people didn't, they said they just didn't get it into it. It was one of my favorites. I liked it. So there you go. There's that fun fold from Dawn, which I will get her name for you. I will put this, all the measurements of the paper and whatnot on my blog. There we go. I will also, I need to send out the chopped info. So if you don't know what that is, I did a video the other day, and what we're gonna start, I've been thinking about this for a long time. If you've watched that Chopped show where people chefs get a basket of the same item, and they have to use all of the items somehow in their recipe. So I will send you an envelope, or Lisa, if you live in the US, will send you an envelope with all the same items. There will be cardstock, DSP ribbon, an embellishment, and a punched out item. Could be a die cut item too as well, I suppose. And you will have a certain time period to create something with these items. They have to be showcased in some way, shape, or form on the card. It doesn't have to be the main focal point. You can add other Stampin' Up! Items to it as long as they're current. So anything from the annual catalog, anything from the mini catalog. Celebration is over, so we can't use any of those items. So if you're not sure, double check. When you're done your project, you're going to send us a picture. You're going to email us a picture of your project, and then I'm going to post them, and people can vote. You get to vote, but you can't vote for your own project. There's a few little rules that you have to kind of watch. And then if you are the winner, you get next month's kit for free, and you get to choose the next month's colors. So there isn't a big, huge prize, but the goal of this was to not make myself go broke with mailing and you know, giving out all the paper and whatnot. But I wanted it inexpensive, so it's $10 in Canada, includes the shipping and all the stuff you'll get. And it's $7 in the US, but I wanted a way for us to showcase your amazing talent, because you all have it. I've seen your projects. And so it's just kind of fun to have this challenge of using maybe some colors or some embellishments that you're not super comfortable with. It kind of pushes you outside of the box a little bit. Because I know a lot of you say that, you know, you tend to stick in your own little rut. And I found that too. Before I started doing videos, I would be in a rut, and all my cards started to look the same. And so I needed a way to force myself to get outside of the box and try out the new colors, try out the new folds, try out, you know, new tools and new colors, and go outside my comfort zone and use some bright colors. So I don't know if that's the same case for you or not, but there we go. That's coming up. So be watching for that. The registration for the Chopped is going to start on May 1st. So we'll have it open, I believe it's 3 days for you to register. You can either email me or Lisa if you're in the US, or you can message us. Just get in touch with us and tell us that you are interested. We can then send you a PayPal receipt to collect the $7 or $10, depending on where you live. And then we will get those little items off in the mail for you so you can play. So there we go. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. And I hope you liked this fold today. I loved it. It was something outside of the box. I'm so glad I forced myself to come on here, even though it was a rough day, because I knew you guys are all amazing. You calm me down. You all are lifesavers. Let's just put it that way. You make my day. You give me purpose for getting up every day. And so I just want to say thank you for that. Thanks for allowing me to live my dream by doing Stampin' Up! Full time. So thank you very much. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Tomorrow I'll be back. Hopefully at 10 a.m. That's my goal. Back to normal time, where we'll do another fun fold, and we're going to be playing with the taco stamp. So we'll see you then. Bye.